Beautiful and elegant, an aesthetic born in the first half of the 20th century, almost 100 years ago. The squarish case design has become known as the cushion case. On the original Rolex, the case was polished. It had 32mm of a case width, and that was considered large. It had a hand-winding movement. Well, today we've got a Thorn watch with us, and it's paying tribute to that Oyster watch. Of course, it's much simpler. It doesn't have an automatic at all. It's actually powered by a quartz movement, but it costs $60 brand new. It's paying tribute to an inspiration that has been considered the most beautiful watch ever made, and for good reason. But of course, this one gets a case width of 36mm, and yet it doesn't look big. In fact, it looks rather small, even on my 6.5-inch wrist. But still, I think keeping to that aesthetic, keeping to those design cues, that's what's so good about this watch. Even the hands on the watch here, they're ornate, those curves, wow. Everything about this watch is actually wow. Even the fact that it's stainless steel, it's polished, and it gets a double dome sapphire crystal. There's a lot to say about this watch, and that's what we're going to do in this review. So the watch here, $60, and I've left a link in the description below the video, so do check it out if you're after a sharp price. And now let's dive in and talk about this Thorn in a lot of detail. Let's do it. With regards to the dimensions, we get a case width of 36mm, a lug-to-lug length of 44.5, a height of 11.1mm, and a lug width of 18mm. To be fair, the 36mm does appear smaller than the numbers indicate. On the wrist, the piece looks small. The vintage connotations are clear as day. The contrast and absolute clarity are key to this style. Looking at the profile, we see a cushion-like pinch at the sides, reaching out to the lugs. The gentle curve of the convex flanks are elegant indeed, although there is sufficient distinctive layering of the case to make it more interesting and unique. The wide fluted fixed bezel circling the box sapphire crystal gets a fine threading pattern. This in turn creates more reflections and enticing light play. The lugs are also thin and elegant, supporting a black leather strap on the 18mm spring bars. The strap is of decent quality, but having a signed buckle clasp would have made it way more special. On the right hand side, we see another premium perk of this Thorn T002, the finely threaded pumpkin style screw crown, and it is large. With a diameter of 6.3mm, it still manages to complement the sophisticated aesthetic, falling in line with the retro and chic styling of this timepiece. Flip the watch over, and we see the fluted screw-down case back. It's actually mirror polished, and in essence, the front and rear are like two sides of the same coin. They're almost symmetrical, but of course here we've got a stainless steel back, there we've got the sapphire crystal. Now let's drop below the curved double dome of the sapphire crystal to the white canvas of the dial. A narrow minute track circles the perimeter, providing markers for the Roman hour numerals. Black on white creates stark contrast. Legibility is a non-issue on this dial, although the small second sub-dial gets Arabic numerals within the chapter ring. Another styling factor of the dial is the silver inner circle on the main dial and the small second sub-dial. Considering that the curve of the ornate hand tips fall within the grey circle, the rather vanilla dial becomes a spectacle of calm and interest. Quite obviously, this is a dress watch. There is no lume here. But for $60, we are getting plenty. We get a look that's chic, elegant, stylish. The vintage connotations are absolutely clear as day. And if you're looking for something that's just a bit more special, a bit more unique, then I can easily recommend this watch. I think it is something special indeed. That fluted bezel, something about it. And the fact is, we all love boxed crystal, especially if it's sapphire. But if it's double domed for $60, that's just wow. Anywho, the link to the listing is in the description below the video, so do check it out if you're after a sharp price. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.